Hi there and welcome to this month's StemBox tutorial. In this video, we are going to be building a Warren Truss bridge out of popsicle sticks. The materials you're going to need for this experiment are your popsicle sticks, glue, scissors, binder clips, Q-tips, and we're ready to go. First step first. The first thing we're going to do is going to be building our lower beams. So to do this, we're going to line up 4 popsicle sticks and we're going to cut 1 in half. So you can just have a parent help you with this part. I wouldn't recommend breaking it, but just go ahead and give it a pre-cut. And we're going to lay these out like this and fill in the blanks with 3 more. And the first thing we're going to do is add glue to these. And we're going to use a Q-tip to spread it evenly and thinly. And when we're done with that, we're just going to stack our other popsicle sticks on top so that they all line up evenly. To make sure they dry quickly and safely and securely the way we want them to, we're going to be adding clamps. These clamps are the binder clips. Just clamp them on at every point at which a new popsicle stick touches the other one. That is going to be super helpful. So make sure you set this one aside and let it dry. When it's finished drying, what you'll end up with is a stick like this. And you'll want to repeat this step one more time to get your other bottom beam. For our top beam, we're going to make 2 of those. To make those, we're going to use 3 on each side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut another one in half. We're going to put those there. And we're going to use 2 to fill in the blanks here. Add another line of glue. We're going to smooth it out with our Q-tip. And then we're going to also add these like we did in the previous step and fill in the blanks and stack them on top of each other. Easy as pie. Then we'll clamp those as well so that you have another clamp set. And make sure you let these dry long enough so that they're stable when you want to build on them. Repeat this step to get 2 of the top beams that you need. So when you're finished with these drying, you will end up having 2 cords that are 4 popsicle sticks in length. You can flip them back and you'll see your halves are also stuck. And then you'll have 2 top cords that are 3 popsicle sticks in length. We are ready to start building our triangles. So what you'll end up with are 8 triangles like this. We're going to take 3 popsicle sticks. We're going to dot on the bottom 2 corners and on the 1 popsicle stick, left or right, doesn't matter, at the very top point. So when we build this, we're just gonna layer together and clamp the corners like this. Make 8 of these and then put them to the side to dry. Your clamp should be enough to keep them together. When you're done gluing all of these and you're finished letting them dry, you should end up with 8 of these triangles. These are going to be your trusses that are going to support the main force put on your bridge. Remember in our other video when we were talking about how the strength on triangles is so much greater than other shapes? Well, that's why we're building a bridge made out of triangles. So we have 8. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the bottom beam that we started with that got the 2 points of glue on them is the one that's always on the bottom. So make sure you find the stick that is just straight across on the bottom. That is your bottom point. That's what it should look like. So we're going to collect these and stack them in that order so that we can use them later. So put those to the side. The next step for us is we're going to take our bottom beam. Using the side that has your 4 consecutive intact popsicle sticks, lay that flat like this. And we're going to do a long line of glue on each one. Again, you don't need a lot, you just need enough. And we're going to use a Q-tip to thin that out. We're going to take the straightest side, the one that has the 2 dots on the bottom of our triangle. So these are overlapping, these are underneath. We want the beam straight across. That is going to go on this as such. Okay, and so we're gonna put 4 triangles on this like bottom beam here, and we're going to clamp them. So you may not want to put them all on at once, but clamping them will be very helpful. Now you're going to repeat this on the other side. We have 2 trusses on the bottom beam, and those are all lined up A+. The second thing we want to do, and you can do this if you have enough binder clips, is we're going to add our top beam in the same fashion, only this time we're going to make sure that we are lining this up with the points on the triangle. Now, it may not reach all the way across, and that's fine. It's mostly important that you get the central two and at least one side of these. So we'll go ahead and dot on the triangle. Okay, and you should do this again on the other side. Make sure when you're doing this that you do it the right way, which is you want the thickest side on the outside of your triangles. So that means where you see you clamped the bottom beam to the outside of your triangles, clamp your top beam to the outside of your triangles. Now we have two of our trusses built, top and bottom beams on them, and we're going to let them dry completely before we go to the next step. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes for us, and we're gonna go ahead and remove our clamps from this. I'm gonna leave my top ones on just for security, but we're gonna go ahead and glue our bottom beams to this. So we're gonna do one at every point where we see a triangle. So here, 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 and here. So we need 5 sticks. 4, 5. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a dot on these parts. I'm gonna take one and clamp it there. To clamp these ones, you're gonna wanna clamp on the outside, like this. We can go ahead and clamp to the other side. So that means we're also going to be putting, good, dots on the same spots as close as possible as we can to where we put it on the opposite side. Awesome! Now the bottom of our Warren Truss bridge is ready. It just needs to dry. But while it's drying, we can flip it over if you're careful and go ahead and start on our top beam. Now that our bridge is completely finished drying, I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of these pieces, well, these binder clamps anyways. And the next step that we'll get to work on is adding our top cross beams. And those will also need to dry for a little bit, but it's the last step. Ooh, this looks good, nice and solid. Cool. So we're gonna add 5 dots of glue on each top here. So what we end up with is something that's intersecting with all of the other triangle tops. It's like it's every other beam. There's support on every aspect where we could probably, oops, wrong spot, probably want it. All right, same deal. Now that we've added the cross beams to the top of our Warren Truss bridge, it's time for us to test this. If you want to know how to set this up, check out our other video for the setup, but also be aware that you would want to put something flat on top. If you want to see us test our bridge, you should stay tuned through the credits. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you check out our next video on how to build a How Truss bridge. See you then. Thanks so much.